Thank you all for joining us so much today. We're excited to start our virtual internship series this week. Our first session today is going to be with Breakthrough Atlanta that's got some wonderful opportunities related to teaching youth. And so they have a presentation they'll do. And then, of course, they will be happy to answer any questions. I'm Heather McIntosh. I'm the CCLD Assistant Director, but I will pass it over for Rebecca at Breakthrough to get started.
Kendra, do you want to introduce yourself first?
I am Kendra Robinson, the Director of Curriculum and Instruction for Breakthrough Atlanta. I'm excited to be here today to meet you all. Disregard my name. I'm logged in under my child's account. I don't know how, but we're going to push through that, the joys of virtual learning. But yes, I've been with the program. Since 2012. I started as a teaching fellow when I attended Spelman College my junior year. And then I entered into the classroom, and during the summers, I decided to come back, and now I'm here full time.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca Nordine. I am the Manager of Curriculum and Instruction with Breakthrough. I was a teaching fellow back in 2014, taught seventh grade math, and then after that, I went into the classroom for 4 years. And then back in 2019, I shifted into the nonprofit world and then recently started on staff. I guess it wasn't that recent, it was April, so almost a year ago now, with Breakthrough, and have enjoyed my time.
So we are here to highlight our teaching fellow residency. We are a collaborative, and we'll talk more about that. But Breakthrough Atlanta started in 1996. We are housed at the Lovett School, which is in North Atlanta near the Buckhead area. And so we are currently recruiting undergraduate students for our teaching fellow program. Our motto is inspiring students, developing teachers together. We are Breakthrough. So super excited to.
So at Breakthrough, we have a dual mission. So part of our mission focuses on students. And so that's where we work with highly motivated, traditionally underrepresented students to achieve post-secondary success. And the other part of the mission is to kind of raise up the next generation of teachers. So that's where it says it empowers aspiring leaders to become the next generation of educators and advocates.
All right, so at Breakthrough, again, we are a collaborative, a national leader in educational equity. We have been improving educational outcomes since 1978 when we started in Summerbridge, which was founded in California. Since then, we've grown to have 24 sites around the nation. And our goal is to improve equity and learning opportunities among our next generation college students and educational leaders. So our goal is to hire and train you all during the summer program and serve and fill over 10,000 students across the country who are attending underserved schools. So by doing that, we're hoping to give our students early edges so they can go in the next school year confidently and set up for success.
So our summer program is structured in that we bring in rising seventh, eighth, and ninth graders to work on some summer enrichment. So that's some academics. And then we also do some fun things with them. So as a teaching fellow, which is what we are currently hiring undergraduate students to do, you are the main ones interacting with students. We really rely on our teaching fellows to make our summer program great because they're the ones setting the tone. They're the ones bringing the energy with the students. Every single morning, we start off on this bridge that all of our students walk in on, and our teaching fellows are outside greeting students. And that really just sets the tone for the day. We also go on field trips with our students just to give them the opportunity to see different things around Atlanta and just to definitely keep up that engagement. And so then we will have around 50 teaching fellows this summer, teaching anything from math to ELA. And then we have two different sciences. Our seventh and eighth graders will be doing STEM, and then our ninth graders will be doing biology. And then our teaching fellows also plan electives, which are taught usually in the afternoons. So those electives, we usually have things like PE, some music. We do a step elective. And then last year we had somebody teach a cake decorating elective where they worked on like practicing piping icing, which was really difficult, but really cool. The kids really got into it. So like I said, our teaching fellows definitely set the tone for the summer. And so we're looking for teaching fellows who are just interested in investing in kids. You don't have to be an education major. You can come from any kind of undergraduate background.
So why teach at Breakthrough? Again, you're not going in blind. You will get the support you need so that you can feel like you're set up for success, for a successful summer. You will receive over 100 hours of teaching and leadership training, and then 75 hours of actual lead classroom experience. You will have the opportunity to practice skills that will prepare you for not only the classroom but other professional settings. So, Breakthrough, it helps with just building these soft skills that many industries look for. And so we are hoping that we are supporting you in collaborating with colleagues in a fun and engaging manner. You will receive feedback from an instructional coach, present presentations and enhance your presentation skills. Work on time management and project planning. Again, we will be planning various events for our students, and we want to have your innovation and your creativity at the table. And then you will receive regular coaching, consistent coaching from professional educators. And the great part of the experience is you're meeting people again from various colleges and building that network. And we still talk to the people within our cohort that we served during our years, a couple of years ago. And so it's a great way to build your network across the nation with people who have similar mindsets and doing similar work.
So these are just a couple different examples of leadership opportunities that you'll get while working as a teaching fellow. So number one, you are a teacher. You're teaching every single day up in front of students, working on those presentation skills, working on those planning skills and preparation. And then also you're doing student advising. So we have time throughout the day where you meet with students, kind of talk about what's going well for them in the classroom, what's not, and really working with them on teaching them how to advocate for themselves. And then we also do family conferences throughout the summer. So you'll lead some phone conferences as well as we do these things called student led conferences towards the end of the summer where students get to practice that advocating for themselves and kind of saying like, hey, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses, this is where I need support, which is a really great skill for them to take back to the classroom. We do some event organizing, so we have theme weeks every week, which our teaching fellows plan. And then we'll do a couple of different kinds of events throughout the summer as well. And then you get the chance to collaborate with your peers. So you're developing lesson plans together, working on those theme weeks together. So there's a lot of collaboration happening.
So you'll learn best practices that we've been utilizing for over 40 years now. A lot of people think that people can step into the classroom and just teach, which is not the case. It is truly a craft. And so we're providing you the opportunity to hone in on the skill or the art of teaching to better prepare yourself when stepping into the role of the lead classroom teacher. You don't have to be an education major. Most of our teaching fellows aren't education majors. We've had pre-law, STEM majors, a lot of psychology majors this year. And so every cohort each year brings us a diverse pool. The 2 week intensive training will help you use proven techniques. And so will consist of classroom management and how to create expectations for your students. And you'll be guided on how to create these student-centered classrooms. So our goal is for it to not feel like school or what you've experienced when you were in school. We want them to know that learning is fun and be able to also after the experience, think about maybe participating in a additional alternative teacher preparation program, such as Teach for America. A lot of times, still non-education majors will go their route if they want a gap year before entering into their master's program. So Breakthrough is like a pre-experience to this to a teacher prep program, just if you consider being in front of students or in front of other people and being a leader in any field, this program will help you, or this fellowship will help you see if this is your niche.
So Kendra kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but you get the opportunity to start building your professional network. So number one, you're working with inspirational students. When I was a teaching fellow back in 2014, some of the students that I worked with back then are now coming back and working as teaching fellows with Breakthrough, which is really cool just to see everything come full circle. You also have the opportunity to collaborate with other committed college students. So I still communicate with some of the people that did the teaching fellowship at the same time as me, but it's just really great because you get to work with people who have the same mindset about educational equity as you do. Then you get to meet your future colleagues and community leaders. So not only are you working with great students and other college students, but you're interacting with teachers who teach in Atlanta. You're working with educators from outside of the Atlanta school systems, and then just all the other great people that we bring during the summer.
So this is a picture from a couple of years back of our actual students, which is a great thing about Breakthrough. If you listen to any staff, teaching fellow or director talk about what is Breakthrough, they're going to almost always mention our students. Again, the unique model is that we know that the students teaching students is something that works for us, being relatable to students, but also because our students are pretty awesome. They have to apply to be in the program. They have to demonstrate a desire to challenge themselves and be leaders in the classroom as well. And so we set high expectations for them along with their families. And so when they submit their detailed application and participate in the selection process, we know that they're going to come to this summer ready to learn. So it's not going to be a an experience where we want it to be a arduous process of pushing and pulling teeth to get kids to be engaged. We want students that are committed. And so during your teacher training, and then just during the summer days, even though the hours may sometimes seem long, it is extremely worth it because you will see the effort in your Breakthrough students each and every day when they come to the program.
So these are our different locations nationwide. As you can see, we're down here in Atlanta. Birmingham is the only other site that's kind of close to us, but there are lots of different locations. And if you're interested in applying, but maybe aren't interested in Atlanta, then that's sad. But there is a site directory online on the Breakthrough Collaborative website where you can see all of the different locations, see their start and end dates, check out their stipends. Some sites offer housing, some don't. Some, like us, are AmeriCorps programs, and so they provide an additional education award at the end of the summer, which this summer is a little bit over $1,400. So that's an extra boost to the stipend that you receive throughout the summer.
So this is the eligibility requirements for our site. There we have an additional process because again, we are one of several sites within our collaborative who is an AmeriCorps affiliated program. And so again, being an AmeriCorps as well as the requirements just general for Breakthrough teachers is that you're an undergraduate student. And again, you may intend to pursue careers in education, but you may not have considered it, or you may not want to pursue a career in education, which is totally fine. We have a GPA requirement at Breakthrough Atlanta, which is 2.5, and you must be committed to the entire 9-week summer experience. Being a AmeriCorps affiliate, you have to complete at least 300 hours of service learning experiences, which is pretty easy after teaching for a full day programs for 6 weeks, as well as attending training and planning and anything. We count everything as a service learning opportunity. You will be eligible for that additional $1,400. Again, we celebrate diversity of our community, so we are seeking all majors, all identities and life experiences because we know what you bring to the table is valuable and it helps provide exposure to our students. So the stipend is $4,500 for the entire summer internship, and then that additional amount for the Siegel Educational Award. If you click on that Teach Period link, we're going to show you a small clip of what a day in the life of a teaching fellow would be at Breakthrough Atlanta.
Over Breakthrough's 25-year history, we trained more than 500 college students to become teachers.
My favorite thing about being a teaching fellow with Breakthrough is my ability to connect with the students.
I wake up every day and I'm excited to see the kids and to teach.
We have a dual mission. We not only help students on their journeys to college, but we also inspire and develop college students to become teachers.
My older brother went here before I did, and it means so much to me to be able to come back and to impact the students just like I was impacted when I was their age.
I kind of discovered, the mission of Breakthrough, and I decided this seems like the right fit for me.
Everybody had energy. Everybody was ecstatic to be here. We were ready to learn. We were ready to be with our classmates and our teachers.
The teachers are very exciting. Sometimes they do chants or put on music and they enlighten you.
I think there's a special bond that happens during the summer when we have our young students with young 20-year-olds that are in college.
I'm going to go to University of Kentucky. I'm going to go to Spelman. I'm going to go to Howard. So just all these colleges that all the teaching fellows represent, like they look up to us and they see opportunity in that.
We are Breakthrough Atlanta!
So this is just an overview of the application. It's pretty quick. You just need to input some personal information. You will need a copy of your resume and your transcript. It can be your unofficial transcript, but it does need to have your full name as well as, your grades from your past classes and then your current cumulative GPA. You will need to provide recommender info, and then you'll have to do 2 short answer questions, and then I'll ask you to list your site and teaching preferences. So we are Breakthrough Atlanta if you're interested in working with us. And then it will give you the option of what you want to teach, and whether or not those spots are available still is kind of up in the air, but we do have math, ELA, STEM, and biology. So those are the 4 subjects that we will be doing over the summer.
Yeah, that doesn't differ much. All it basically explains is additional AmeriCorps requirements. And I think it reiterates, which is most important, is that it's a service opportunity. So just keep in mind that although it's a paid internship or fellowship, it is not a job. And so a lot of times with AmeriCorps core members, you have to demonstrate a commitment to serve, because at times it will be a long day, and it can be taxing, but again, it's a rewarding experience, and you're giving back to communities that are under-resourced and need your support.
So these are our application deadlines. So our early application window already passed, but we are currently accepting regular decision applications. And so I think that's about a week and a half more that we have for those regular decision applications.
So what happens after you submit your application? After you submit your application, you're going to receive an email requesting a mock teaching video, and you can review the requirements via that email. Very low level tasks. You can mock teach with peers or family members. We're just trying to get a demonstration of how your teaching techniques are. At this point, we're not expecting you to go in and do a whole online seminar. So it's very short, 5 minutes to be exact, is what we ask. Again, all instructions will be sent within the 24 hours of you submitting your application. You'll have 10 days to submit your video. Then the selection committee will review your application video and your short essays. And there's like paragraph short answers that we essay questions that we ask you to answer. And we will determine if you are a potential fit for our site, and we will reach out to you to see if you're interested in completing an interview with us. And after that, we will determine whether we will send you out an offer letter to be a part of our fellowship. So this process may differ from site to cite, but if you advance after the video, your likelihood to be contacted to participate in a video is usually over Zoom is pretty high.
So that is the end of our presentation, but I wanted to see if y'all have any questions.
One of the attendees was asking about international students, so they would not be eligible for the fellowships or to work with y'all in any way?
Yes, so with international students for AmeriCorps, you have to be a permanent resident, or I think maybe there's various documentation that you can provide, and I can share that with you shortly. But if you're with AmeriCorps, we get grant funding for specific students who are, or fellows who are United States citizens,
Right.
and that's the only reason why. But some of the sites are non-affiliated, non-AmeriCorps affiliated, so you can apply to those sites. And you can go on our site directory through breakthroughcollaborative.org, when you can click on each region and it'll let you know who's AmeriCorps and who's not. But
And I'll go ahead and put up the slide that has our contact information
Right.
on it. So here you can see Kendra's email, my email. So if you have Atlanta specific questions, then we're the ones to reach out to. But if you have questions about the application in general, then you would need to reach out to Natalie Jacobs Hall. She's the recruitment and residency manager. So she works for the collaborative as a whole. So if you have any questions about your application, questions about your mock teaching video, she's the one to reach out to. She's pretty busy right now, especially since the application deadline is coming up. So she takes a little bit to respond. But like I said, Atlanta specific questions is me and Kendra. General questions would be Natalie. And then down here at the bottom is the link to the Breakthrough Collaborative website, which is where you can go to find that site directory. You can find the application, the link to the application, and then any other necessary information in order to apply.
And I posted the following documentation that you can do. There's a step in our screening. It's called a citizenship verification. So you can provide those documents. It could be a birth certificate, passport, or green card, or the FS 240 or FS 545, and so forth. And if you have those documentations, you will clear the citizenship verification through AmeriCorps. But again, all sites are not AmeriCorps affiliated, so you can reach out to those sites to see if they're still accepting applicants as well. And you can use those as your preference when you complete the application.
Okay.
So our class size is usually about 10 to 12 students. If we do end up co-teaching this summer, then we put 2 classes together, which means it'd be around 20 students, but you would also have another teacher in there with you. But when you're teaching by yourself, it's usually about 10 to 12 students.
Mm-hmm. And we only co-teach potentially for 1 week to 2, and that is only based on the need of our cohort. So we find that we want you all to go into the classroom and build your autonomy by yourself. We may pair you up with a co-teacher so that you all can bounce back and forth from each other, developing pedagogical skills, and while you're building your content knowledge. It really helps having somebody you can pitch ideas back and forth to, and it helps with management of students as well.
Our instructional coaches will provide lesson plans. So they provide a pacing guide for the whole entire summer. So that's like what topics you're going to cover and when. And then for the first 2 weeks, generally, they give completed lesson plans. And then after that, they kind of start doing a gradual release of this is the topic you're doing, but you're planning with the rest of your department. And then for the last week or so, y'all are preparing lesson plans on your own and getting feedback from the instructional coach, which you can then implement and kind of like submit drafts to your instructional coach. So you're not expected from the beginning to write lesson plans by yourself.
In regards to resumes being a part of the application process, is there any tips or specific advice you all would give? And I think part of why I asked that is because, I work with students a lot, working with them on their resumes, and I think they get kind of nervous about it when they haven't had much experiences, like, well, what should I put on there, because they're trying to get, the experiences like internships and fellowships to build it up. But I was just curious if you all had specific things you look at or specific pieces of advice you might would give for somebody to think about when they're creating their resume to apply for a role like this.
Sure. We often we realize that as undergraduates, you may have not been privy to a lot of experience in front of students, or people in a K through 8th grade setting, which is completely fine. If you have, like, we have people who've done daycares or worked with their church groups, that's totally fine. We really want people who are committed to service, actually. So if you've done community service, if you are also have strong leadership skills, if you're active or involved in extracurricular activities at your school, if you lead or co-chair an organization, that is also something that we find is a great candidate for our fellowship.
I'll just mention working in the Center for Career and Leadership Development for those who might want extra help creating their resume if they're wanting to apply soon for this role or these roles, that, you can always meet with somebody in our office, and we have a lot of resources on our website too. So you can, of course, always make an appointment with somebody in the CCLD to get help creating your resume for this position. Are there any other questions anybody has?
Is there a specific part of Atlanta you're working out of? Is there like a home base that we would go to every day? Because it's Atlanta, but there's specific parts of Atlanta.
Right.
So.
You're located at the Lovett School. It is near Vinings, Buckhead area, near 75 North. It's actually near Smyrna, Georgia. So it's a little subsidiary of Atlanta.
Okay,
But our students, they come from over 75 zip codes around Metro Atlanta. So a lot of them attend Atlanta public schools, and they're bused over every day to our school. It's an independent day school where we work out of. And so they come during the summer, and they will also come during the school year program as well on Saturdays. So we just wrapped up a Saturday program with them, but they love to be bussed over during the summer, and they go home. It's not like Upward Bound where they have to stay, but they go home each and every day. You'll see them the next day.
Okay, thank you. I'm familiar with the Smyrna area, so thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just a friendly reminder, we are going to upload this video to the MJCCLD YouTube page, and it actually is MJCCLD. And so if you need to refer back to get any of this contact information again, to reach out to them, or relook at the information regarding the application process, we will have that uploaded probably by early next week at the latest, if not by the end of this week. And so, yeah, I thank you all so much for sharing. These are really good opportunities. I hope some of our students are able to take advantage, and hopefully, once we upload it, there might be some who weren't able to attend today. They might've been in classes or something, who will be able to get this useful information as well. And so, yeah, if there's no other questions, we can wait a minute, but yeah, thank you all so much again.